Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jenny, and if you're coming back, welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I create this makeup look that you see me wearing right now. So I tried recreating JLo's Jennifer Lopez makeup look that she wore for the recent MTV's Video Music Awards that just happened this last weekend. So her makeup artist, I believe was a Scott Barnes, created this stunning makeup look on her, and she looked so beautiful. Honestly, that woman doesn't age. She only gets better and better. She looks so beautiful, and I love the whole outfit that she wore with her long blonde hair. I'm gonna insert pictures right here in the screen if you haven't seen it. I mean, she just looked amazingly stunning. So I saw that makeup look and I immediately wanted to recreate it because she just looks stunning. I tried to recreate the look to the best that I could with what I had. So this is exactly what I came up with. I'm going to be showing you a few alternatives of the eyeshadows that you can use to create a similar makeup look. I mean, in case you don't have the exact same products that I use on this makeup look today. I know that not everybody has the same products, so I want to make sure to give you options. But without any further ado, let's get into the tutorial. Alright, so I'm going to start by using this single eyeshadow by Geek. And this is an old eyeshadow that I have. You might have this in your collection. The name is Barcelona Beach. But basically, it is a very cool tone, almost like grayish brown transition color. And I am going to be applying this a little bit in my crease. And if I didn't mention that, I already applied concealer on my eyelid as a primer for my eyeshadow. And I am using a Sigma Blending E40 brush. So if you can tell, this is a very cool tone eyeshadow, but it almost has a grayish purple undertones in it that I think are going to complement the main eyeshadow that I am going to use on the lid. So this should be our base for the eye makeup look. It's kind of hard to tell from the pictures just because there's no really like a close-up of her makeup, at least that I could find in Google or Instagram. So one of the pictures, I guess, that it's a little bit more clear for me. I'm going to insert it somewhere on the screen, but it's this one when she was performing, and I can see that when she has her eyes closed, I can see a little bit more of the colors that she has on the crease and also in the lid area of the eyes. I'm just applying it back and forth along my crease, bringing it back and forth. When you look at the picture, can you see that she has a lot of mauve tones in her eyeshadow? So although the crease is pretty much similar to what I have right now, I do want to add a little bit more of mauve tones, and the eyeshadow that I could find in my collection, it's coming from the Soft Glam eyeshadow palette from Anastasia, and I'm using this Dusty Rose eyeshadow right here on the corner. Just because that one it has those rosy tones that I'm looking for, but it also has mauve tones, and it's a very cool tone eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna add this with a smaller blending brush, and for this I'm using a Morphe M433, and just bringing this right along the crease. It's almost very similar to the other eyeshadow that I was applying, but this one has a little bit more mauve tones in it, like I said. So that's pretty much everything I am going to do in my crease, just because I really just want to keep it very simple. If one thing I've noticed is that anytime celebrities do their makeup for any special event, or more like their makeup artists do their makeup for special events, they try to maintain their makeup looks very simple and just classy. So that's what I'm trying to go for here too. So I went through my entire collection of eyeshadows and did a bunch of swatches trying to find the closest eyeshadow to what I saw in JLo's photographs. But the closest color that I found in my collection is actually this eyeshadow crayon. Well, that's the name I give it, but it's actually a magnetic luminous eye color by NudeStix, and this is in the shade Spirit. So this is what the pencil looks like, and isn't this shadow so beautiful? I actually just swatch it in the back of my hand, and it is so beautiful. I think this is the closest color to what I personally saw in JLo's photographs of her makeup, but I also want to give you other options in case you don't have that. And the other color that I found that was very close is another single eyeshadows by Makeup Geek, and it's this one that you see right here. It's on the shade Prom Nite. So the first one right here is the NudeStix, and this is the single eyeshadow Prom Nite by Makeup Geek. Now the other eyeshadow that I also thought that was very close, it comes from the Lorac Pro palette number 2, and this is this color right here. This is an all eyeshadow palette. If you remember the Lorac Pro palettes, you know what I'm talking about. But this is the chrome eyeshadow right here, and let me swatch it for you. And that one, it's gonna be this third one right here on the bottom. So if you see, it's just a slightly darker. Another eyeshadow that I found in my collection that comes very close, it comes from the Jaclyn Hill palette by Morphe, but it's this eyeshadow right here. Oh, this palette is a little bit big. The name is Hustle, and it is this eyeshadow. So if you go to the lowest 2 rows, it's this one right here. That one specifically. So let me swatch it for you. So that one, it's gonna be the 4th one right here. So it is again in the same family of colors, but it is just a little bit lighter. And lastly, I know I found a few dupes, I guess, just in case you want to recreate this look. I wanted to, you know, at least from what I have in my collection, I wanted to give you, you know, enough options in case you don't have what I'm using. This 5th one actually comes from the Persona Cosmetic, the Identity palette. This is what the palette looks like, and the shadow I'm talking about is this one right here on the corner right here. It's called Seductive, and it is this 5th one right here. If you see all of the swatches that I'm showing you, all of them are pretty similar. I mean, with the exception that some of them are a little bit darker, and they of course have different formulas. But if you have any of this, you can easily recreate this makeup look. Out of all of the options, I think I'm gonna go with the first one, which is the NudeStix eyeshadow in the shade Spirit. I have never used this eyeshadow, so I'm gonna try applying it directly on my eyelid. You know what? I think I'm gonna even apply another eyeshadow on top, just because I was expecting this eyeshadow to pop a little bit more than what I see so far. It's a beautiful eyeshadow. This is an Morphe M167 eyeshadow brush, just to kind of like diffuse this eyeshadow more towards the edges. So now that I have the eyeshadow, the crayon eyeshadow all over my eyelid, I am actually gonna top it off with the shadow from the Identity palette by Persona Cosmetic. To remind you, is gonna be this one right here in the corner called Seductive, just because that one was the lightest one, I believe, from all of the ones that I swatched. So I wanna make sure to add a little bit more of this in the eyelid. Do you see how that made this eyeshadow pop even more? It actually gave it more of a foil effect. So now I'm just gonna go back to my blending brush, and I'm not adding any additional product. I'm just blending out the edges of this last eyeshadow. I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes. I'm gonna be using my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. You want to make sure to apply mascara before so that your natural lashes are already curled and they don't stay like straight forward, I guess, when you apply your lashes. Now that I did that, if one thing I noticed is that JLO used some huge and very dramatic lashes, and I think the closest to that style that I have in my collection are these lashes by the Makeup Shack in the style Dubai. What a difference lashes do. Honestly, these lashes are so huge. This is the other picture I'm using for inspiration. Do you see her lashes are massive? They are super long and wispy. I think these lashes are pretty damn close to what she was wearing. Okay. I'm gonna start by priming my face, and I'm gonna be using my Marc Jacobs Coconut Perfecting Primer. By the way, if you hear little paws or like dog noises on the background, my doggies are back in the room with me. They wanted to go to sleep, and what can I do? I currently film in my bedroom, and my pups, actually my dogs, I still keep calling them pups, but they're like 2.5 years old. They have like a little section in the room for them, which is their room. So it was their bedtime, and I couldn't tell them not to come to bed. From the picture, I almost think that JLo was wearing a matte foundation, if not a semi-matte. You know, on that side of the spectrum better. I don't see much glow in her face. So I don't really have a favorite foundation that is matte, just because if you know this about me, I do have a combination skin type. Right now I tend to be more drier than normal, so I don't have like matte foundations that I guess I could use. So instead, what I'm gonna do is that I am gonna use my favorite Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, this one right here. But obviously, because this one is more on the dewy side, I'm gonna mix it with my Forever Skin Foundation by Dior, which is this one right here. If you have seen it or if you have tried this one tends to be a little bit more matte. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix those two, and hoping that we'll create the right combo. That's the two foundations mix. They are a little bit different shades, but I think both combined are gonna be perfect. For concealer, I'm gonna be using my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. And I like to use this sharp edge on this beauty sponge by Morphe. So when I clean up my concealer around my eyes, I use that edge to kind of like pat the concealer around this area. I'm going to be using this Hourglass Veil Setting Powder. I have been using this powder so much recently, ever since I got it. So I'm going to look up and just set my concealer. You can also use a beauty sponge to do this. I'm gonna grab my Morphe M410. It's just a flat brush. So I'm gonna use the Barcelona Beach single eyeshadow that we used first. And with that flat brush, I'm basically gonna put it all over my lower lash line. Now I'm gonna use the second eyeshadow I use in the crease, the Dusty Rose from the Soft Glam palette. I'm gonna switch to a smaller pencil brush, but this is like a different kind of pencil brush because the bristles are actually very soft. And with this, I'm gonna just blend out this lower lash and smoke it out even more. I'm gonna use this NYX Fox White in the shade Linen. It's like a waterline eyeliner. Only gonna apply mascara to my lower lash line, and I'm using this Better Than Sex mascara, but this is the waterproof. Okay, so now to finish the rest of my face, I'm gonna use this MAC bronzer in the shade Baiana. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but I'll leave everything down in my description box. I really like this bronzer because it's like a neutral undertone bronzer, so it's not too orange, it's not too ashy. It's just like perfect for my skin tone, so I really like that. It almost looks like her bronzer, or at least blush, drop all the way to like this part of the cheek. I never bring it that forward, but let me try to do that as well. Do you see that difference? Probably got a little bit carry on, but I like to use this brush because it literally hugs this bone area right here with the curve in the brush. I'm gonna do the same on the other side. For blush, I'm gonna keep it neutral, and I'm sorry I keep using this palette, but I really like it. It's the AW blush palette by Morphe, and I'm gonna use this blush right here. It's called Unapologetic. She has a little bit of glow just right in the apples of the cheeks, so I'm gonna use the shade right above in the same palette, which is called Babe. So that one is basically a blush topper, but that shade is actually very pigmented. So if you do have this palette, you probably know that, and you have to use the smallest amount. I'm just gonna put it like right here. Do you see how that added a little bit of glow right here? That's enough with blush. So now for highlight, I'm gonna use this MAC Oh Darling highlighter. And I'm gonna add a little bit of this just right here on the highest point of my cheekbones. I almost feel like she wasn't wearing a lot of highlights, so I'm gonna keep it the same. So just a little bit right here. It almost like continues from the cheek topper that we use, or the blush topper, I should say. Just a little bit on the tip of my nose. Now for the lips, I'm going to be using this NYX Suede lip liner on the shade Sandstorm. This is a beautiful, honestly, lip liner. Now, I was trying to find, it's so hard to find a right nude from just a picture, but I think I'm going to go with this Dose of Colors lipstick on the shade No Shade. I guess, yeah, this is the color No Shade, and this is what the lipstick looks like. So I almost feel like that lipstick is a little bit too nude, so I'm gonna add a little bit of this ColourPop Luxe lipstick on the shade Uno Mas. Just more pinky than the other one was. Yeah, this works a little bit better. And honestly, you can pair this eye makeup look with pretty much any lipstick because it is so neutral that you can go with anything pretty much. I can totally see this makeup look with a really dark lipstick as well. Yeah, adding that second lipstick definitely was the best. And she is wearing a gloss, so what better gloss than the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb? So I'm gonna add a little bit of this. So this completes the makeup look, you guys. What do you think? I have to say that I love this eyeshadow makeup look. I think this mauve taupey colors honestly look so perfect together. I really love it, and it's one of those colors that honestly will go with any outfits that you wear. So I mean, I'm not surprised why, you know, celebrities tend to go for this kind of makeup looks. I really love the fact that I don't have a wing liner, but the eyeshadows together with this lashes, actually really long lashes, just make the eyes pop and stand out so much. And I love how she had, and I tried to recreate that, you know, V shape a little bit on the other part of the eye. So I really like that. I have to say that I love that, and also combined with the color that I use on the waterline, I'm just really digging this makeup look. I really love this makeup look, and I hope you do as well. And like I said, I try to give you options, you know, if you don't have the eyeshadows that I use, at least I show you other options that you might have in your collection. But this wraps up this video. I really hope you enjoy watching it and that you had fun recreating this makeup look with me. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up and leave a comment down below to let me know what do you think of this video. I really hope you enjoy watching it. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.